welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Good morning. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by our good friends at Sentinel Storage. My name's Tom Gazzola. I'm joined here today by Ben Thompson. Wait, who are you?
Hey, I'm Jay Milne.
Hey, Jay Milne. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning. Good job.
They call you the glue guy. Why
crew.
is that?
Because I'm just the best damn guy on the team, best team player.
Wow.
And that's why we go hashtag glue crew.
Hashtag glue crew.
Good job, Jay. Thank you for doing it.
The glue crew was a little disappointed last night that the Oilers couldn't pull that out because all the other pieces fell into place.
Oh,
And
I was riding with you, Jay.
I know a lot of people were. And I mean, just think of if they could have got that tying goal late in the third.
Right?
Think of how crazy in our circle of EST
Would have lost it.
it would have went crazy because now you're fishing for the big one.
The big dog.
The big dog.
Big dog. Ow.
The Rosovic overtime winner
were hoping
would have
for it.
been a possibility. And man, they were sure buzzing. They were actually. I know that's would be, I guess, and you guys heard it, I'm sure, all throughout the post game. But that was a tough game for the Oilers.
Oh, yes.
A tough look defensively.
Oh, yes.
But this, for better or worse, this team has an ability to turn it on. And I've said this on our show, the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. That is a bit of the saving grace for this team, is that you can go bang, 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 and the next thing you know, like they did it when they were down 2-0. They scored 2 goals in the span of 100 seconds.
Yes.
Then they did it later in the game and proved they can come back, and they almost did it at the end. They had some really good chances to tie that up, but it's frustrating for Oilers fans, I'm sure, to most of the time. I'd say 90% of this season has been in that fight or flight mode.
Yep.
Right?
And that's super frustrating.
Yeah.
Share your thoughts with us. 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. The Paris Jewelers inbox. Sentinel Storage, presenting sponsor of the EST Hangout. You have an early Black Friday opportunity. 75% off of 8 weeks.
Whoa.
Benny Thompson, you were on the postgame show with me yesterday. I think more people were less mad, more disappointed. That old cliche.
Yeah, that's probably a good way of summing it up. I don't know. I Nash chat was flying last night. I saw in the nasty chat that if you don't think this Oilers team sucks, you suck at hockey. Yeah, there's that. I don't know. There was just like a lot of people ticked off, and rightfully so. Like they lost, but I tend to be a glass half full versus half empty. And
good for you.
I don't know. I don't personally think this team is all doom and gloom right now. I think there's some positive signs. Of course, defensively last night they were brutal, but I personally think it can get cleaned up because they have the same defensive core they had from the Cup run or the Cup final run last year. So I don't know. I think it's going to turn around, but it is game. What was that game? 19 last night.
You can say this about the Oilers. There've only been like 2 satisfying games, right?
Yeah.
Because out of their 8 wins, only 2 of them where you're like, yeah, that was good.
Rangers and then Philly? Or Vancouver?
No, Vancouver and Utah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Those other ones, I think the common denominator is you're walking away from that game going, boy, they got lucky. We've said that a lot this year.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've lost a bunch of games. There's been like little satisfaction in Oilers victories. I think that, I was trying to think about it on my way home yesterday from the studios here. And I'm like, what is pissing off Oilers fans the most? Or why are they in such a mood? And, you look at the overall record and it's like, well, it's not great.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, though.
No, it's just kind of in that mushy middle. And then you go, but they're always pissed. And even when they lose or win, they're still pissed they didn't lose the game. And it's like, well, none of these wins outside of 2 of them have really been overly satisfying. None of these performances have been overly satisfying.
Yeah.
None of them have really left you outside those 2 have left you going, yeah, they're all right. They're doing good. They're playing good hockey. No, they're not. They're spotty at best. The defense, like Benny was saying, was just a mess. It was acknowledged last night. That's great. You acknowledge that your defense has been crappy. Do something about it.
Yeah.
And a quarter of the way through the season, they really haven't done anything about it.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, listening to our viewers and our listeners, a huge chunk of what is pissing them off, irking them, the dissatisfaction is coming from that, in my opinion, or just a good chunk of it.
Yeah. There hasn't been a whole lot of Oilers getting unlucky this year. Like it feels like the losses they've had, a lot of them were well deserved. And then majority of the wins they've had are like, that game could have really turned around if that didn't happen or whatever. Or right. So
Look at Philly.
I literally, it's funny. The Philly game, who they play before Philly? Columbus on Monday night. In the final 5 minutes of the third period, or 6 to 8 minutes in the third period, I type out the description for the YouTube and prepare some tweets, and I always have it set to what I think is going to happen. So Philly game and Columbus game, I had Oilers lose to Blue Jackets, Oilers lose to Flyers. Tommy Zola, Ben Thompson, and Sean Bell or Matt Cassidy are live to break it down. I had both on both games them typed out in the description.
Either result.
I've had them both typed out as Oilers lose, and then something happens in the game where I've had to change it in those 2 games. So then I was for good voodoo yesterday when the Oilers were down 5-4, 5 minutes left. I typed out Oilers lose to the Blue Jackets in the description of the YouTube, and it didn't work yesterday.
You're just aura farming, bro.
I was aura farming. I wanted to claim that I was the sole reason the Oilers had won 3 straight. But it didn't work last night, and, well, it is what it is, I guess.
Do you think the frustration is from their give a damn meter for the Oilers? Like, they just look lackadaisical.
They do.
Especially defensively. Bouchard's Boucharding.
He's Boucharding, as some like to point out.
Yeah. Nurse is nursing.
Yeah.
You know, they're just
Wallman
costly.
Lately,
yeah,
too.
Wallman's
Wallman's been guilty as well. But because the reason I say is their give a damn meter is because for most of the game, I'd say at least 80% of that let's look at last night. For 80% of that game, their give a damn meter is hovering around 10%, or at least it would be perceived. Reed made a good point in saying to criticize their effort maybe is not fair.
Yeah.
Because, look, at the end of the day, these are the best hockey players in the world we're talking about. So to question if they're putting forth the effort, I think is hard for any of us to do.
Yeah.
Good point.
But the give a damn meter, the wanting to be there, and oh, by the way, while you're there, wanting to win, that seems to be able to be questioned, at least to me. Because
That's fair.
You'll see that give a damn meter go from, bouncing from 0 to 10, and then it goes, whoa, up to 85 to 90 for periods of the game.
When they're in a jam.
Well, yeah, when they're down
backs
and they
are up against
yeah.
the wall. Oh, it's time to give a damn. Let's get back in this, and boom, boom, boom. They look like a completely different team.
Yeah.
That is the frustration I think that a lot of Oilers have. Call it Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes,
Call
we've
it
used
give
that.
a damn. That's frustrating to see a team that has the capability of turning it on, and then you're saying to yourself, well, why don't you
do that?
Now that I know you can do that, why don't you do that more often?
That is the enigma of this team.
Right?
Yes.
So that is something I don't think a trade will figure out. That is something I don't think, I don't know if it'll change with Zach Hyman re-entering the lineup.
I'm with you on that thought.
That's something that has to come from within that team. And look, I'm definitely on the side of yourself, Iwanek. Like, look, this team will be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then you'll see what this team has. But that doesn't mean that Oilers fans can't be frustrated right now.
Sure they can.
And,
You're right.
And they should be.
Yeah.
Because what you're seeing night in, night out is very, very frustrating, especially for a professional hockey team. These are professionals. Tom,
They
that
get
would
paid
be
that
like
way.
you coming in here and saying, okay, guys, it's 9:18. This has been, an eighth of my shift here on the Hangout. I'm going to be in the kitchen eating pizza. Call me when there's 10 minutes.
after this show.
Call me when there's 10 minutes
Yeah,
left.
but I feel like
and
I'm
I'll
gonna
come in
earn
and
it.
finish this job.
Yeah. Thank you to Pat Ketty for bringing in
But
the
you're a
extra pizza
professional.
crew.
You don't do that.
Thank you. I mean, that's how you do it in radio and television. Speaking of Matthew Wannick, Maddie, your little mouse, because I know you're probably listening or watching, it broke. It sucks. Time for a new one.
There is zero chance Matthew is listening or watching.
Well, apparently he was texting with the morning show guys saying he's not coming on. He's probably hungover. And rightly
no,
so.
he got in late last night. He said
he got
wasn't
in late.
partying
And he
last
didn't
night.
whoop it up?
I don't think he whooped it up.
I would whoop
He's
it up.
like a guy that when he leaves this,
He completely just
he
goes
shuts
away.
out.
Yeah, just
I know. It's hard to get a hold of him. He lives in my building.
it took him a while to answer my call yesterday. It was.
I don't blame the guy.
No, absolutely not.
But,
Like when you're in the office,
do.
much easier.
I mean, you are
your
the
neighbor.
COO of a
I'm your
Fortune
neighbor.
1 company.
Treat me with respect as your neighbor
Yeah, as your neighbor,
and
that's
coworker
rude.
and
Yeah.
friend. Anyway, and I'm glad you brought up Reed Wilkins, who you co-host the show with from 3 to 6 Monday to Friday on our fine radio station. Reed texted this, or he tweeted this last night, and the responses, Jay, are like coming in right now. So I'm glad this kind of ties in nicely when you brought
I
up
did not
Reed.
see this tweet.
It was 13 hours ago. Reed put out, turned into an oddly entertaining game. Oilers had very little presence when 97 and 29 were not on the ice. Team played a dud of a first period, lacking skill, grit, depth. How much can Hyman and Nugent Hopkins help? And then he tagged me in it. I reposted it because I thought that was great. It'll get people chatting. Someone named Oilers Fan 91 at 7:55 a.m. and I just got the notification because I just checked Twitter for the first time this fine day. Says what's lacking is the saves. Calvin Pickard should be on waivers today. The same Calvin Pickard who a lot of fans were clamoring for to be the number one. I don't know if Oilers fan _91 was one of them. I have my doubts, but I also, knowing Oilers fans, this is generalization, by the way, probably was like, start Pickard instead of Skinner. There's a lot of great responses that I'll get through. But what do you think of that? The way people have just turned on a dime on Calvin Pickard. Like we saw it last night on the postgame show. His GAA going in was 4. His save percentage was, I think, around
not good.
850 or 860. Like his numbers suck right now.
He's a backup.
Thank you.
Is he not?
Thank you.
He's
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, hey, we're the people that were clamoring for him, and we know who you are.
Oh, yeah, we have
We
the
know who
receipts.
you are. The people that have been blasting us
Watching.
for, oh, you love Skinner. You Skinner this. Well, what say you now? Because now you're backed in the corner, and actually, there's proof and evidence to support what you've all been saying. But what I mean by you is Tom and Benny and everybody involved in the GCL diesel oil
May I?
stream has been saying for a while.
You guys don't know what you're talking about. Who the hell are you?
Look,
idiots.
This
Idiots.
goaltending is simply not good enough.
It's not good.
I don't think anybody that watches this team, covers this team, supports this team would suggest that it is good enough.
It is not.
But my question to you is, has it been good enough the last 2 years that they've went to the Stanley Cup final?
It's gotten them there.
It's gotten them there. Now, has it won it for them? No. Has it
No.
lost it for them?
No, because they couldn't score the first
They-
year. They
yep.
barely scored more than over a couple goals a game
Yep.
until they blew up for a few and won.
Yeah.
And they're still not scoring goals.
That was the 4th time this year, Jay, they've scored more than 3 goals this season.
As of yesterday, before last night's game, they were in 17th place in the NHL at 3 goals for per games played. And
That's too low for this team.
that's just not good enough when
Yeah.
you have 2 of the top players in the NHL on this team. Now, that sounds like a bit of a shot, I guess, towards McDavid and Draisaitl, but they are carrying this team.
They are.
They are. You look at the points they're putting up, the numbers, the way that they can turn it on. I mean, that Leon Draisaitl, those goals last night were
feeling it.
snipers.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful goals. But the supporting cast, I think, is something that, along with the goaltending, has and will continue to be questioned.
As it should be. I mean, people are pointing out Mangiapane -4. Terrible night for him. Terrible night.
Yeah.
A lot of passengers again.
He's struggled.
Well said, Jay, by the way.
Like, to me, I don't like. I understand that. Like, yes, the Oilers' goaltending's been bad, but it's like, there is no solution to me right now than just seeing it through with both of them. Connor Ingram has not been good in the AHL. He's played 4 games, hasn't played in a while.
That came up last night.
And everyone's calling for Connor Ingram. Guys, like go look at his numbers. It's not good right now.
He hasn't played in 12 days.
Yeah, like there's a reason to that. And then on the market, who is available right now? Are we calling for UC Saros, who's had 2 god-awful years the past 2 years?
Monster contract.
He's in year 1 of an 8-year deal around $8 million. Speaking of the $8 million, how do you fit that into your cap space right now? You don't.
Yeah.
You literally can't unless you're sending Nurse the other way, which that's not happening.
Wishful thinking.
Oilers fans would love that.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Touche.
Dust that one off the books.
Nurse has a no move, and I can tell you, I bet he's not willing to waive.
Which he, in that meeting with Bowman last year said, no.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, there is no other guys right now. Like, maybe if you want to take a flyer on Soderblom in Chicago, surely. I saw on Twitter today that some people were saying, like, okay, yeah, maybe there isn't the starter available, but upgrade for the backup position, which I can entertain at least. Like, there are guys out there that would make sense. Like, okay, you can make small upgrades, but it's like the guys love Pickard. The past 2 years, he's been a solid backup, like a guy you can't ask for much more from.
He had 20 wins last year.
Yeah. This year, he's
7 more in the playoffs.
He struggled this year, 100%.
Yeah, but his defense in front of him was soft as baby poo.
Exactly what, like, they're just, to me, they go hand in hand. So for me, you kind of you're forced to see this through right now. I think it's a little too early to give up on Pickard in terms of like trading him and throwing him on waivers. And then if you're going to throw him on waivers, who are you calling up? It's not Connor Ingram.
Matt Tompkins.
Like, we're going to bet on Matt Tompkins to come save the day in Edmonton?
Right, that logic is flawed.
Like, it's just, yeah.
Andrew in the nasty chat said, maybe if our D-man could cover the front of the net, your goalie wouldn't have to make AAA grade plus saves all the time. That's a great way to enhance and make your goaltending better, is to defend better. Which this team, but it's almost, and it is weird, Tom. And I'm sure you guys feel it being as close to the games pre and post as you are. But it just seems like insanity. Isn't the definition of insanity like doing the same thing but expecting different results?
Yeah.
Like, that's what watching this team defensively is like. It's your own version of insanity.
Yeah.
This year.
I was blown
Yeah.
away. I think there was I can't remember. I think it was The Athletic, maybe even TSN. Couple of advanced analytics. Let's call them gurus or whatever, admirers, writers. They were like, oh, this defense, like top 5.
Well, yeah.
Oh, their numbers, their
Athletic
underlying
ranked them
numbers, top 5. It's like, what planet are you watching hockey from? What planet?
Well,
not this one.
Bouchard has a terrible giveaway, leads to the first goal. But then he comes back and makes that dart of a pass to Draisaitl off the face-off.
Yep.
Like, that's the yin and yang of Evan Bouchard.
I was willing to give Bouchard a pass last night.
Yeah, it was
because he held up his offensive end of the bargain.
It was other guys. It was Wallman.
Yes, Wallman struggled. Darnell struggled. And on that first goal, Bouchard turned it over to start the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then Connor also had a chance to get it out, but then he also turned it over. The ice had to have been weird. Or the puck, like, we were
sticky.
It was weird that second period.
So when I leave here, I listen to the broadcast.
Yeah.
Radio broadcast on my way home. Mm-hmm. And they were quite adamant that this ice was very poor.
Something was up.
Even in the first intermission,
something was up.
Yeah.
Rob Brown alluded to say, look, you're going to see pucks jumping over people's sticks. You're going to see weird bounces. But then he said in games like this, then it's even more critical to just put the puck on net.
Yeah, simplify.
Get it into that danger zone because you don't know what's going to happen with ice in this condition.
Right.
No.
So that was definitely something that was going on in that arena.
I think that even led to the waved off goal that the Oilers had, where Savoy dumps it. Werenski beats everyone to the puck in the corner, and it literally just hops off the board and shoots out to Draisaitl, who feeds McDavid for the goal. Eventually, gets waved off, but it went both ways. But the ice definitely, I think, had a part in what some of those plays led to yesterday, and especially that second period. But
the old saying is, both teams are
playing on it, exactly. And then there was, I think, later on that game, like the Blue Jackets whiffed on 3 shots within like 10 seconds or something in the ozone. It was bad for both teams. But I was willing to give Bouchard the pass last. He put up 3 points. It's hard to get mad at an offensive defenseman when he posts 3 points in a night.
There were guys who were bigger problems.
And I didn't see too many of the Bouchard gaffes where I was like, oh boy. And to be fair, the Philly game, I also didn't think he was that bad either. Like we didn't see a whole lot of text about Bouchard against Philly. And there was that one play. The puck comes right outside the blue line where he could have like taken one hard try to keep it a little lazy.
Reacting to it.
Yeah. I'll get to it.
It's coming out of the zone. I'll get it.
There was that play. I think his game is kind of getting there still. It's still not great right now, but it's getting there. But yeah, like the defensive gas right now is the number one thing that's costing his team. Before, I would say it was a mix of that and the scoring.
Yeah,
I think the scoring is getting there. I think it's climbing.
They got 4 yesterday, Ben.
They got 4. They got 4. 4th time this year.
Just the 4th time.
They only had 2 against Philly, but I think they had a lot of solid chances. It could have been way more.
This one from Collingwood Rob via the Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999 says, Wallman, McDavid, and Draisaitl all soft. Their plays causing 3 goals. Yes, they poured it on in the third, but how about doing the basics, playing hard? What is their identity as a team? Discuss amongst yourselves. I'm verklempt.
Coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
What is the identity of this team?
Yeah.
Uninterested.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jay. Well done.
I just
and
it's hard to just to grasp that as whatever view you have of this team or however you watch this team, it is hard to grasp that you can honestly say that about this team at times, and that goes back to the give a damn meter I was talking about earlier.
Yes.
It just seems like sometimes would they rather be somewhere else? Maybe going down as they get further south on this road trip, they're like, Florida, okay. Yeah. This is nice. Yeah, I like this. And maybe they'll be interested in playing hockey. I don't know. What do you think, Benny?
They like to self-harm themselves, it feels like just with their
emos.
Yeah. Like to me, it's about once this team gets a groove, like they're so hard to beat. We've seen that with their win streaks over the past couple of years, right? Like they once they get a groove going, like it's like seem like they can't be stopped, right?
They can't win more than 2 games in a row right now, by the way.
Yeah.
They have not done that yet.
That's a problem. The disinterest in the team is alarming, of course, but is disinterest different from lack of effort?
I think so. Because I'm not sure that there is a lack of, like I said, like the effort.
Yeah.
They're skating at incredibly fast, high speeds. Yeah. This is a physical game. The other team's dishing it. They're dishing it at times. But it's like you just said about that Evan Bouchard play in Philly. Like,
I probably should have got that puck.
I probably should have moved my feet. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow.
Later.
Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow I'll make that play.
Yes.
Right?
Cass, Jay, to your point, tell me if this rings a bell or makes sense to you. Cass talks about playing with intentionality. That's a term he uses. And you go, well, what is that, Cass? He goes, well, being the first one in, engaging, having the gumption and the onus to dictate the play. Mm-hmm. They don't do that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a fair statement?
I do. And I mean, you saw some intentionality from the Oilers against Philly, where Lazar was in front of the crease. He was in that area, like on purpose.
Yeah.
Doing a fourth liner's job.
Yeah.
Trent Frederick buzzed the tower, got a penalty, but that's a penalty that most Oilers fans can live with. And their penalty kill has been, their special teams
have been good.
Have been really good.
Yes.
They're probably holding this team together by a
That's
string at this point. I mean, but they are good.
Yeah.
I wonder. I'm starting to wonder now. I'll say this. Is it fair to, and not saying everybody's been doing this, but this Zach Hyman return to the lineup has been anticipated, and it got pushed back. And now it's like, I could see how some fans could say, okay, this is the missing puzzle piece on the ice that can keep this team flowing and working together. I think that's unfair to Zach Hyman to say he's almost the second coming of Christ to pull this team together.
Our man JC.
Yeah, the big boss upstairs.
Yeah.
Shout out JC, round of clicks. But I think it'd be hard to argue that he won't make a positive impact.
Right. He's going to make the team better just by his presence.
How often are we talking about Zach Hyman not having enough effort or
Never.
lack of interest
Never.
or
a good point,
lack of
Benny.
intentionality? Like
Never.
he is the definition of a guy that like shows up every night, right? So
That's a great point.
So he's not, like you said, he's not going to save this team, or at least I'd be shocked if he does. But he does embrace all the things I think the Oilers have been lacking.
Yeah.
I mentioned a couple days ago, I think the Oilers' lack of scoring this year is because they haven't gotten to the front of the net and won their puck battles in front of the net. Guess who's like probably one of the best players at doing it?
He's a
in the
dog.
NHL? Zach Hyman.
Yeah.
He embraces that, right? So I think he's a huge help. Reed mentioned in his tweet there, this Oilers team lacks skill, grit, and depth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I think Hyman, and when you get Nuge back, those are skill guys that you're adding. I'm not saying that fixes the entire problem of what the talent level is on that forward core, maybe, but it helps. And then that also plays right into depth because you're pushing down guys that are in your top of your lineup right now into bottom six roles, and maybe that it fits them better, right?
Slotting in the right spot.
Right.
That's a good
I think it
point,
helps
Benny.
with the skill and depth.
Yeah. It's not going to save them.
You're not going to tell me that it's going to add a whole bunch, especially Nuge grit related.
Well, yeah.
Hyman probably. I mean, he gets to
Yes.
those
He hits
hard
guys.
areas.
He hits guys.
Right? He's the guy that is in front of the net on the power play. That has not even been an area that any Oiler has really
Nailed it.
went into or had any success doing.
No.
So yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
Having him back, I think it's a good point that he embodies a lot of things that the Oilers are lacking right now.
No.
And seeing is believing, but if you're on the bench and you see Hyman out there working his ass off, busting his ass, that does resonate through the rest of the team.
Contagious, right? All right, share your thoughts. 780-218-9999. The Oilers lose last night in Columbus, chasing the game again. Frustrating, obviously. I've got some texts in the Paris Jewelers inbox that I want to get to. I do want to remind folks that portions of this hour brought to you by our good friends over at the Hive Product Marketing. Products that bring the buzz. Give Chelsea a ring. Visit them at thehiveproductmarketing.ca. Benny's going to go and put...
We're working with the dud mouse
Well,
here.
Dud Mouse, though,
maybe
left
need some
behind
batteries.
by Matthew Wannick, and we're going to lay the
Batterize.
blame on him, and he's not playing with intentionality, leaving us
The
with the dead
second
mouse.
Wannick left yesterday, all hell broke
Crap
loose
hit the
here.
fan.
Oh, my goodness.
For a
We're
company
kidding.
that is based off of streaming
Right.
and internet,
Digital radio.
when your
internet
internet
went down.
goes down.
Literally like 20 minutes after Wannick leaves.
Yeah. Anyway, visit the Hive Product
I blame
Marketing.ca.
Reed.
Yep.
They have done our merchandise.
Yeah.
There will be no store this fall or Christmas. I think in the spring, Maddie is going to curate something with Chelsea over at the Hive, but they are fantastic. Check them out, please, and thank you. All right, let's go to Big Dave here, guys. Big Dave Texan says, rant. As an Oiler fan, my frustration with the team comes from the fact that when I watch them, I am not entertained. Credit where it's due. They have moments of brilliance and some moments when the high skill level is on full display. But the other 45 to 50 minutes of the game, they just don't look like they give a crap. Columbus wasn't great last night, but they were the more entertaining team to watch. They went out and looked like they were putting in an effort and trying their best. It's more fun to watch teams like Colorado, LA, Ottawa, Anaheim, or Montreal because they go out and they play hard and play with passion and drive for a full 60. No lineup changes or trades are going to fix it, but until the leaders of this team step up and hold each other accountable and start playing like they want to win instead of to expect to win, which will probably happen post-Olympics, this will continue. Thanks for taking the time to indulge my thought. The Habs got their asses kicked last night.
Yeah,
Dallas put a touchdown up on.
That's entertaining.
That was
a touchdown and a converted point after.
Yeah, the old PAT.
I'm proud. Like, that was Big Dave that texted that.
Big Dave.
I'm surprised he wasn't entertained by last night's game because I was. I was.
There was some great
felt like
moments,
I was.
That was entertaining. The third period was pretty entertaining.
Yeah. I definitely resonated with the fact that this team wasn't entertaining for the first, I don't know, 15 games. I was sitting there going like, I just don't like, I don't know. There's not like,
do something.
I was saying, I just want to like, do something, score a goal for me or something. I don't know.
Just for Benny.
Yeah, exactly. Just for me. But I think he has a very good point there with play like you want to win instead of playing it to expect to win.
Right.
Which I think is honestly that's a great way I think of putting of why I think this team struggles. I think they know that they've been in the Cup final back-to-back years. They know they've won the West back-to-back years. Mm-hmm. They know that there's this team that should be competing for a Stanley Cup. So I think there's definitely a chance that they walk into arenas going, all right, okay, like we know that we're the better team, and sometimes that leads to being lazy and
complacent
and expecting just things to go your way.
Yep.
But you gotta put effort into it, and you gotta put you gotta have a desire to win, right? Like you're like, I question maybe how hungry they are to win.
That's a good point.
Which I think is what's led to some of their losses this year. I think if like when they are hungry and they have a desire to win, they're one of the best teams in the NHL, and they've proven that the past couple of years.
But can you honestly say that they take the ice pregame skate and they're like, meh?
Yep.
I really think
I'm
so?
at the point because this is like 8 years of this.
Okay, you're entitled to your opinion, and I'd love you to. It would just boggle my mind and be very disappointing for me to hear that you don't have a desire to win when you're playing a game and getting paid millions of dollars to do so.
I think there's a desire to win.
Yeah.
But I don't think they act on that desire until it's like desperate times, or they're like, okay, now let's crank it up. Let's go and flex on other teams. These guys are so good, so skilled, and
are they too cool for school?
they're pretty cool.
The top dogs?
I think that's a possibility. I think there's certain guys on the team that maybe show up for games and go, all right, okay, like, all right, here we go.
Like Bouchard
It's middle of November. We're in
Evan
Columbus.
Bouchard should not have that look on his face, and you all know what look I'm talking about.
I know.
When he just got scorched for a goal.
Yeah.
Like, there should be I want to see you break a stick over the flipping net.
Well,
show some damn aggression. Show that you care. Show that you say, hey, I know, and instead of that look, skating back and on the bench. Like, that is the give a damn meter I was talking about.
It is comical when he pops off because like there was the one goal, I think it was last year, 2 years ago, where they got scored on and he skated even faster to the bench. There was another one where he like tried to break his stick and it was such a meek effort. Yeah. There are moments when he's on the ice and is responsible or part of a goal against, and he tries to show emotion. You're like, you're feigning it. Like, that's not you. That's not, you don't have that.
Maybe he's incapable.
You don't have emotions. That. Yeah. Where it's like, look, you're trying to be angry, but you can't.
Wasn't there a movie about someone that was incapable of showing emotion?
Oh,
Sounds like a plot line.
Yes.
That should be the
Grinch.
Grinch.
He's not
couldn't-
the Grinch.
He couldn't
But-
show. He didn't know how to love.
He didn't know how to love. That is what
Yeah.
it was. I think it depends on the player. I think guys that appreciate playing middle November in Columbus are guys that one have a contract to earn, or guys that are new to the NHL, or guys that are maybe borderline NHLers that want to prove
Yeah.
they can play in the NHL, right? Like, so Rosovic, for example, playing fantastic right now. That man wants to get paid in a couple months.
Yes.
He had goals to probably gain $4 to $5 million a year in the offseason on like a 3 to 5 year deal is kind of what the guys have been saying, right? He doesn't get that contract, fires his agent. He's left going through training camp, no contract. All of a sudden, you're in game 2 of the season. You're signed with Edmonton for $1.5 million to go play with 2 of the best players in the world. We know damn well what he's doing. He's trying to cash in on some money, and he's doing a damn good job
So
right
far.
now. So far,
I'm very
Yes.
curious to see how sustainable it
Yes,
is.
but right now,
Yes.
he's
without a doubt.
He's gonna earn a big paycheck if he continues this play. So he's motivated to play. I would argue like Savoy, Howard, even Tomsek, even though Tomsek doesn't look great. I have a hard time believing that they are going to the games going, oh, middle of November in Columbus. Like, here we go. Like, I think they're fired up to get up, and they're getting up for games.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't necessarily lead to great play. Just I think they have a desire to win. Same thing with Lazar. Like, Lazar wants to prove that he can be in the lineup. He's going to get up to play games. It's guys like Darnell, Bush, even Connor and Leon at times. Maybe even like Wallman. It's those guys that are just like, like they're not going anywhere. They've been playing the NHL for a while. They've got their money. Middle of November, I think, for them can be a little draining, especially after going to 2 cup finals.
I'd say tedious instead of draining.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the word I use.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. I know what you're throwing down, Benny Thompson. Dash says if this team could just improve on goaltending, defensive play, defensive structure, depth scoring, 5-on-5 scoring, and putting in a full effort, they just might improve. Well played, Dash. I appreciate the humor there. E-Town Beatdown says, why do the Oilers need to go behind for Connor to do Connor things? Why can't the opening faceoff happen and he puts up 3 points in the first? I just don't get it. E-Town Beatdown, I am 100% with you on that. And that's the frustrating thing. Why don't you take the game? Why don't you impose your will on the opposition and go and show why you're one of the best teams when you want to be?
Yep.
Like, there's a point of pride in being one of the best teams in the league. You played a different sport at a high level. I played hockey, not a great level or anything like that, but you learn how to win, right? And you learn how to have pride in kicking the crap out of the opposition. You know that, I think our junior team we were one of the best teams in the province, and we expected to beat other teams. And guess what? We took pride in being better than them, and we knew we were better than them. And yes, the early parts of the season were tedious, but it's like, we're gonna jam 4 down your throat by the end of the first period, basically beat you into submission, and then coast the last 40 minutes.
But that's
what
teams.
pro teams do.
Yeah, teams learn how to win together.
You guys, I'm sure with the Golden Bears, when you guys had your better years, probably had a killer instinct.
Yeah, our first year we went 1-7, then we went 4-4, then we went 7-1, 7-1.
Yeah.
That's a process
Yes.
of learning how to put the foot down and choke someone out when you have the opportunity. The Oilers, I'm sorry, they haven't had many opportunities to do that because they're usually coming from behind.
Yeah.
That sounded bad. But
I don't know what that means.
Well, no clue.
so to your point, Tom, this team, I guess everything we're talking about here would lend itself into the day-to-day frustrations of an Oilers fan.
Of course.
Right? Questioning a lot of different things. It's not just the defense. It's not just the goaltending. It's not just the depth. It's not just the grit.
It's a little mix of everything.
It's a lot of everything that has you puzzled, flummoxed.
Flummoxed. Good one.
as to why this team can't put it together on a regular basis. And you are totally entitled to those questions, thoughts, concerns.
Kevin says in the nasty chat, do you think Tomasek and Savoy will stay up with the team? Tomasek looks like a bust.
Savoy, yes.
Savoy would. He's been a bright spot.
Yeah,
I mentioned that comment because I want a little.
it's Howard that likely will get time in the minors.
And
Howard,
I would say he said Tomasek looked like a bust. I think Tomasek was a.
What's a bust if the expectation should
I
have
was
been?
about to say a failed experiment. Is kind
he's a bust for Curtis from BP's, right?
Yeah,
Well, Tony.
Tony
was a big.
that's
the guy who can say that Tomaszek is a bust.
We're gonna be eating good at BP thanks to Tony.
I never took him up on the bet.
I did. Collingwood Rob witnessed it. Thank you, Collingwood Rob. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
That was at the second annual EST Golf Classic. By the way, we're going to be at 170th and 90th Street Boston Pizza. That's Westgate. Tomorrow for the Oilers and Canes. Come on down. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Use that damn golf sim. It's a great one.
Yeah, $20 an hour.
$20 an
Great
hour.
price. Coors Light Golf Simulator. But yeah, like at the start of the year, going into the year when they had signed Tomaszek, I asked the people around the team, like, who is this guy? Like, why did you guys go get this obscure European that led the Swedish league in scoring, even though he's a Czech? And I was told, think of Roman Cervenka.
Yeah.
Roman Cervenka played like 39 games with the Flames in 2008 or something like that, or somewhere like 10, 15 years ago. He had 17 points. I'm going to double check that. I'm pretty sure that's
17 points in 39 games sounds pretty good for Tomasek right now.
I don't know if he's going to get that.
I don't think we're getting that.
I want to double check Cervenka's points, but
It kind of looked like he would at the start of the year.
yeah, but it faded.
It's funny. Like it's gonna be hilarious because so I have like my notepad of every Oilers game, and
He does.
for first game of the year against Calgary is like obviously the first page, and I didn't have I didn't fill out the whole page until like the final like 2 minutes, or no, that went to overtime. And I just wrote in big letters, Tomasek, because I was so confused, one, how he was getting that much ice time, and just like, I was shocked at the role he was playing. I was like, wow, okay. And he actually looked pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, like, that's a weird storyline. I'm like, I'm just going to put that in big letters to make sure I talk about it. Now that's just going to be funny a year from now, going like, huh. Oh, Tomasek. It's like, to me, it's just Nygaard, Gaetan Haas 2.0.
Yes. Roman Cervenka, 2012-13 season with the Calgary Flames, played 39 games, 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points, dash 13 with 14 penalty minutes, never to be seen in the NHL again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Currently playing for Pardubice HC in the Czech League. He has 4 goals, 15 assists, 19 points in 14 games, plus 10. Pretty good at 39 years of
good.
age.
When this team's fully healthy, what's the order of players getting sent down? What do you think?
My guess would be they get Howard down.
I think Howard number one.
Get him
You can't have a guy at that age and
Like
his skill level.
Today,
Possibility.
possible.
Yeah.
right? I mean, if
Are we expecting to see Hyman tomorrow?
Yes,
that's
playing.
he is in, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's playing tomorrow.
I wanted to tee you up.
Oh, you want to tee? Thank you. Let me hit a home run off of that tee up,
Okay, got you.
or swing with my golf club. Thank you.
Hyman will play tomorrow. But
hit it pure.
yeah. But yeah, I think like Howard number one, obviously, because you want him playing 20 minutes a night in Bakersfield. We're seeing what that could do for a player with Matt Savoy. Mm-hmm. He's gaining confidence, playing well. I think a year of pro of playing every situation, 20 minutes a night with all the puck touches in the world can only benefit a young guy like Howard. So I think he's number one. Personally, I think Curtis Lazar has earned his way up the depth chart over Tomasek. I think I need to have him over Phillip.
Curtis Lazar is the he's a fourth line guy.
To me,
knows
the
his
perfect
role.
12-13 forward.
Yeah.
Like you can go when he's not going to play every game. When he does, go you play your 8 minutes, hit a guy, cause something,
Get pucks in deep.
pucks deep,
Grind away.
simple hockey. To me, he's earned his because I'm often left looking at, for example, Tomasek. I'm often left looking like, what does he do?
Skates around.
Like he does he have the skill to even like make the right play? I'm not saying Lazar has fantastic skill or anything, but at least he'll hit a guy. At least he'll go on the forecheck and cause something or try to do something to try to change the tide, right? So I think Lazar has more value to this team in terms of just a game-by-game basis than Tomasek or maybe even Philp.
One guy I've got time for is Noah Philp.
Yep.
Because he's early in his NHL career, and there's a learning curve there.
For sure.
Now he's a full-time NHLer. I think there's going to be some growing pains.
Yeah.
Do you think if Philp was put on waivers, though, that
No.
people are clamoring to get him?
I think is no.
I think a lot of Oilers fans overvalue some of the Oilers fourth liners, and because
I wouldn't say I wouldn't just put the Oilers fans in that mold.
Yeah,
every
I
team's
think
fan
every
base.
team's
Yeah,
fan base
that's fair.
naturally thinks of their players in a higher
Yes,
regard
a lot of players like
than
the
actually
ones
what
the
might
Oilers
be
Understandable.
reality.
Yes. Good point, Jay.
if Pickard goes on waivers, does he get claimed?
Not right now.
Yeah. so you think if they were to put him on waivers, a team doesn't pick him up?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Unless the team runs into like
Goaltending
goaltending injuries
and stuff.
and issues. Yeah.
That's totally fair. I'm trying to think of a team that has that right now.
I wouldn't want to lose him anyway.
No, yeah,
I think his
like we
issues
said earlier,
are more so the guys in front of him.
100%.
Although he is not
He's
particularly
not a great either.
This text says, the guys need to have fun playing the game. Smile, celebrate when you score. Poke fun at your teammates on the ice and bench.
Big problem with that too.
Team from top to bottom is acting way too serious.
I've said that for the last 2 weeks on our show.
Yeah.
Good read.
That smile when you score an NHL goal, it should be some form of elation, and that's where that "too cool for school" comment comes in. Is driven by Connor McDavid scores a couple filthy goals against Columbus on Monday, and it's just
He doesn't even allow all the guys to bunch up into the group on the ice. Like he doesn't even, like he'll skate by all of them and give them like fist pumps and that's it.
But that too is especially for those depth guys to look at that and say, "Oh, well, we better not celebrate if we score a goal."
Celebrate.
Come on.
It's sick when you score an NHL goal.
So and truthfully, when they did end up scoring that, that overtime goal, Wallman's goal when he tied it up, there was celebration. Roslovic, there was joy there.
Yes.
But it is, you do want to see a little bit more, I guess, camaraderie.
Yeah, I think
with
they
your
get.
team.
You're true. That's true. I think they get along pretty well. It's a good room, but yeah, there's more business man approach than fun.
Well,
time guy.
There is a balance, especially in the time and place in the game, of
course.
But been there, done that. But also if it's if it's a big thing, if it's a big goal, if it's I have no problem with
It's
NH. I mean, it's one thing for the defense gets a turnover off in a rainy football game and the running back fumbles and the whole defense runs to the opposing team's end zone and does the swag and this
I like
and
that.
It's like, get out of here, you dicks! Like
I love
act
football
like you've been
sweaties.
there before.
I love
the
that
running
about
back
football.
fumbled it
I
because it's
love 'em.
raining.
Yes.
Just shut up and get your ass on the side.
Holy pent up frustration.
Oh,
from
I don't.
past experiences.
I
maybe.
got when I got an interception. The first thing I did was run over and hand it to the referee.
Boring.
Almost as a sign of
Was it a pick six?
Yawn.
Was it a pick six?
No, I almost had a pick six in Calgary.
That
I had
would've
3
been sick.
interceptions in one game.
Did you?
Yeah. And I think that's a Bears record.
you can. Ooh.
And I was running it back. This was like I picked it off at like the 35.
Oh,
and I'm
you saw
seeing
daylight.
daylight. And one of our guys got blocked, like blown up by an old lineman, and wham, into me.
No.
Yeah, it was terrible.
You can read a quarterback's eyes, eh?
Yeah. Jay has
that's-
very soft hands.
Yeah.
Supple, soft.
Supple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Delicate.
Yes, thank you. Would you like a touch? They are actually soft today.
Yeah, he
I
moisturizes.
just put on.
Wow.
I brought in
Wow.
body lotion for the office.
Nice.
Is it the hemp one?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
I'll lube you up later.
I'm good, thank you. Appreciate it though.
Tarps off later, guys.
Oh, okay.
Jay's hands are coming in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reed and I always moisturize each other.
Why do you think they have such good chemistry?
Yeah,
You
right,
guys are a
it's just
team
natural.
made for each other.
I want to talk about you, Ben.
Oh, boy.
I when this was all we knew Matt was away.
Yeah.
So I like
Well, let
coming
me
in on
reset.
Fridays on the yeah, okay,
Yeah,
let's
okay.
reset.
Well, do you want to tee it up or do you want me to reset?
Well, want to talk to Ben about how it's been. You know, this has been a lot of change.
We'll reset after we talk about Ben.
Yeah. It's been good. This is my first hangout after being an employee.
Right.
Or being promoted to an employee. Last time I was on here, I was on my practicum still. It's been a lot of fun. I love it. It's hard to call this work. It's
hard work. It's draining.
Yeah,
we work hard for them.
Yeah,
tell
just
people
so
that.
sad in this office at all times. No, it's been good. I'm here fully now. I was working at a cabinet factory for basically the whole month of October, and that was a lot. But I left that job now. Now I'm just here, which is good. And
So at the cabinet factory, you would wrap cabinets. Right?
I would wrap cabinets.
You would be the shrink wrapper.
Yeah, from 8 to 12, Monday to Friday, and then I'd leave the factory, come here for 12:30, and then do 12:30 to 3:30 social media stuff here, and then if there's pre and post, I'd stick around until pre and post gets going. But now it's like I show up at now it depends with the Oilers games and stuff. But now I can be on the Hangout more, which is cool, and cause I've missed being on here. But it's been so fun. Like
Ben's first radio job.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Kind of just getting the swing of things, and it's so nice to have free time now. Like I sleep.
What's that?
It's nice. It's nice.
You could be quiet too. You don't have any. You don't have any dependence. That's what.
I don't have free time to create it.
Okay.
Pinocchio, where are you? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Have you like since I think doing I would say getting promoted to being co-host with Tom on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre and post game show. Have you seen, because I'm speaking from my own experience here of coming in as a nobody, and some might say I still am.
Still you're not.
But unknown to this industry, not like you were here doing practicum stuff.
Yeah.
But your on-air experiences, have you noticed that you were more comfortable? Have you what's been something that you've noticed throughout your first say month and a half here of doing that you could say is like, I'm way better at doing this?
I think like I talked about it with Dusty after the first pre and post show. I was like, it's tough to add something insightful when you're the third person to talk on a topic, right? So Tom will talk about whatever is going on. Let's say Pickard last night, for example. Okay, Pickard, you like this goal or you don't like this goal, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Belsey, what's your thought process on that? And then Belsey gives his thought process or whatever. And then it comes to you and you got to add like something different. Like, cause no one wants someone that just bangs the same drum as the other guy. Like
you can interrupt us too.
I know 100%, but it's
because like Sean and I are brilliant hockey minds, obviously,
of course.
But if you have a differing opinion,
but a lot of times I have the same opinion, so it's tough for me to like, yep, I 100% agree with all you guys, and I can't really add too much. So it was a little bit of like adjusting to that. Reed was very good at teaching me, like even like just like very early in my practicum. He's like thought out thoughts. Like try to, if you have a thought about something, okay, sit with that for a second, think it through. Okay, like does this make sense? Okay, can you add to it? Can you like so that because I always feel like when Reed comes on with Reed, he's always got something that's just so like, I didn't even think about that. Like, oh yeah, like that's a good point. And obviously it shows like why he's been in the business for so long, and like it's a part of this, right? He earns his stripes obviously with that. But so I've that's definitely been something I've like tried to pick up on.
But that's also Reed's mind.
Of course, yeah.
And
that's
just Tom
Reed.
has his own mind,
Yeah.
and you have your own, and I have my own too. So sometimes I think it's just people want to hear maybe even the same thing, but from your perspective.
Yeah.
From out of your mouth with your words, because it's described differently.
Yeah.
And it may be something that totally opens up another channel of discussion.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, Reed, that's why, he's been doing it.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if you went and talked to Reed and said, hey, back in your early days, in Lloyd and he would say the same things. Like it's
Yes.
definitely a learning curve.
Yeah, you kind of figure it out through trial and error.
So are you like the big dog now with all your buddies? Like you're like the hot shot?
should be.
You should be.
Well, I kind of got to, yeah, there was a couple of my buddies like to brag about what I do, but they, honestly, it started before that with like my esports stuff.
Oh,
I was always introduced.
Yeah,
as,
you were already a celebrity.
No, not really, but
Benny's
like
back on the world map.
I heard that.
I was. I haven't played in 3 weeks.
Oh,
I gave
no,
up.
Ben.
I took my W and walked away. I was like, I just wanted to prove to myself that like if I actually tried and like cared again about the game,
Why
could
don't
I
you
still
try
be good?
and why don't you care and why don't
Because
we
there's no
broadcast
money.
it?
There's no money in it anymore.
To those that didn't know, Ben was ranked top 5 in the world for the NHL series, the video game.
Yeah, and so I had that for I don't know, like for 2 or 3 years or whatever. I was introduced as this guy's a pro NHL player. He's like whatever in Canada, whatever. So I was.
You got paid to play and you got paid
Yeah.
to travel and play.
It was truly it was like.
And didn't you
something-
get didn't EA send you games for free?
I'm still part of the
downloads?
program. It's the EA Creator Program. You can, I pretty much get every EA game for free, which is
There's value in that.
no, it is nice. I'm still in it, which I don't know. I'm probably gonna get kicked out soon.
Do you think, because those that know me, I'm not a video game guy. I don't think I've held a video game controller in probably 15 to 20 years.
but you play the arcade.
I can do that
Yeah.
a little bit. But I've certainly never played an EA NHL
What?
or Madden or any of that. Like I just
Jay.
have never played it.
Wow.
Do you
disappointing.
think you could beat me with your eyes closed, blindfolded?
And like NHL,
yeah, Chell.
probably. It's tough because hockey's like you got to know where the puck is at all times.
I think you could.
But it's like
I
it's
think you
close.
might destroy me.
I don't know what eyes closed. I gotta know where the net is and stuff. But
No, you don't.
But
I don't think you do.
That's
but-
funny.
I mean, it came from a lot of. I mean, I've been playing NHL video games since I was
I think you could
9,
beat me
10
with
years
your
old.
eyes closed.
Like I was ranked top 500 at 13 years old. So it took a long time to like play and all that, but I mean, yeah, it was like some of the coolest moments I'll ever have in my life was those tournaments and stuff. And I still like I miss that competitive edge. Like there's no better feeling than waking up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, going for a walk, getting a coffee, coming back, playing 2 or 3 practice games, and knowing that you're just gonna like focus for the next couple hours on absolutely murdering your opponent for the next 5-6 hours, try to win money. It was like the funnest high of highs I've ever had. It's so fun, and then playing in front of live audiences and stuff too was just like so cool.
I'd get in my own head if I was playing video games with a big audience.
Yeah,
Because like you can get on a roll, at least I can with video games, and then you screw. I'm like, I shoot myself in the foot. But
Yeah.
I've never experienced the epitome
that was kind of my
of any game like you have.
You play video games, right? You play Fortnite?
Yeah, I play Fortnite.
What do you mean? What are you ashamed of that?
No, I play it.
Yeah. Isn't it fun?
It's a lot of fun.
Benny was explaining it to Reed and I.
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
It's just
Yeah, they
You
just
just
didn't
like
understand
drop
it.
into a
100
world
people in
and
every
it's kill or
game.
be killed.
Yep, pretty much. It's fun.
And
Last
then
man standing.
Last man
Last man
standing.
standing.
Have you ever been the last man standing?
Many times.
Yeah, see,
Seriously?
so they were shocked that when I told them I had like 600 wins.
Yeah, I don't
How
think
many wins do you have?
I'm maybe like 100 and something.
Oh, really? So this happens. This is a
Yeah.
So like, what
If
are
you
you
play
playing?
long
Like
enough.
2 other people? and so, how many people you dropped into?
100.
100.
Oh,
Every
so it's
game's
always
supposed to
100.
be
It's
always
max of
100.
100. Yeah.
Okay, and then so you've
Sometimes
killed
they're
100 people and
bots.
been.
Other people kill each other.
Yeah.
So
right,
sometimes
right,
you can get
right.
a win with 1 kill.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a win with 25.
What if you just hid?
That's a strategy.
But there's a storm. Basically,
Yeah.
it makes the map.
so it brings people together. So you're
yeah.
forced to
Yeah.
run into people.
Yeah.
Do you know where the central point of this map is going to be at the start?
Not
No.
usually, no.
No, it's random.
See, I'm trying.
Yeah, you're getting
It's
there.
addicting.
Trying.
It's
Is it?
addicting.
It's
is
a
what
lot of
it
fun.
is.
It's a lot of
What
fun.
do you play it on?
PlayStation 5.
PlayStation?
Yeah.
Wasn't it an online game though? Like,
Oh, it's on PC. It's on Nintendo Switch.
You
It's on
can play,
Xbox,
yeah.
PlayStation, mobile.
was
Like, well,
mobile
I think
for
they
a
got
while.
rid of mobile. But
Yeah, that was not a good idea.
Oh man, I can't even stress you. So I played NHL video games from whatever 9 or 10 years old all the way up until now. But there was a brief 1 to 2 year period where I stopped playing NHL games and I just played only Fortnite.
There's a lot of people that make a lot of money off Fortnite.
I tried being one of those guys.
Really?
Nowhere near good enough.
Is that like where you're watching them play the video game?
And they get tipped and they get signed deals with companies.
That's what I do with NHL too.
Yeah.
Like Uke was in I streamed a couple times this year. Big Uke was in it.
Nice.
Shout out Big Uke. But like those Fortnite guys, they get ridiculous amount of money for what they do. And then in tournaments, it's even more. Like they hosted a World Cup. So they hosted.
How did Ninja do and Dr. Disrespect? And
none of those guys made it.
Really?
Well, because that's another.
They're just popular.
Exactly.
They're not.
So there's
that
a big
good.
guy there's the ninja version of NHL is a guy named Nasher.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen
Nasher.
Nasher.
Kind of talks like that.
He plays like real life hockey too. Like plays real hockey and stuff. Records videos, but he also he's been known for playing NHL. He's the biggest NHL streamer, YouTuber, all that stuff.
Gotcha.
I've gotten to know him pretty well. We've made YouTube videos with each other and stuff, which like he basically just gave me free views. That was insane. I don't know why he collabed with me, but But the biggest question from all my friends that didn't really know this, like the esports space, was like, can you like beat Nasher? And I just like I have to sit there and just go like, yes, like very much so. Like like he's not a bad player by any means, but he's above average, that's for sure. But
This is NHL?
And you're not alluding to Trevor.
I'm not really who's also above average
NHL.
Like I think Trev would,
Trevor?
Yes. Like Trev would beat Nasher. Yeah. But it's funny. Like it's the same thing with Fortnite. Everyone's like, oh, like Ninja's like the best player in the world. He's not even top 10,000.
Yeah.
Like there are so, especially nowadays, but even when his prime.
But he's popular.
He's popular. So
he has
everyone
products
thinks he's so
that
good.
he's collaborated on.
Yeah.
And- yeah.
Yeah. So the guy that won the World Cup in Fortnite, his name's Booga, and he won $3 million.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So it pays to play.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God,
it's
yeah.
incredible. They're talking about maybe making an Olympic sport, but I don't know how they would
That
do
was talked about for NHL too, which that was my last hope with like NHL esports. I was like, if they put it into the Olympics,
Tell you where you won't make it.
Okay,
Ball hockey.
let's stop. There.
Oh boy.
Let's just you know that
No, it's not even
imaginary
a sport, it's
line.
glorified
we're
cardio.
gonna draw that imaginary line.
Esports a sport, a real sport.
Hey, esports are a sport. But when you currently have
It can be a profession.
form of it being played a la ice hockey in the Olympics, I think that would go over the line of esports is introducing NHL, EA, NHL.
Yeah, I wouldn't
to
call
the
a pro video game player an athlete.
No, yeah, that's I trust me.
Beside the point, I mean, they had breakdancing in the damn Olympics. Like, I mean,
Ray-gun
they
ruined it.
have.
But you have to be athletic to do that.
I guess. And,
Yeah,
Except if your name's Ray-gun.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I shouldn't dump on her.
the I don't know, like Fortnite. I don't know. Maybe that would be an Olympic sport.
It's a lot of fun.
The
You can make money. Like Benny said, it could be a profession.
you're definitely not an athlete playing those games. I can tell you right now. Trust me. But mentally,
You gotta be dialed in.
you have to think like an athlete mentally.
Yeah.
Like there's
that I can get
it
behind.
is absolutely like pretty equivalent to playing a professional sport when you're in esports. Like
Best of the best.
it's the mental side it's very similar. I obviously never played the NHL or anything, but like the thought process of, you know, like, okay, you're playing in front of thousands of people for money. You have this weight on it. You're playing in front of a live audience. You're competing against other people. It's like I compared NHL mentally to like boxing in a way. It's like it's you versus that one guy, and you got to put everything aside and just like play him, right? So yeah, it was a lot mentally playing it, but it was
You did good, Rocky. You did good.
not as well as I wanted to.
Proud of you.
We're proud of you. We're very proud of you. All right, this
Should've
is
won
the
more.
EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Our version of Rocky. Benny Thompson with us. The glue guy, Jay Millen here. Tom Gazzola as well. Portions of this hour brought to you by the pride of 1952, the Finnish long drink. Somebody turned it back. Was that Owanik? Is he?
No, that was me.
Oh, that was you? The Finnish long drink available at liquor stores in and around the city. You can get it at Rogers Place if you go to a game or an event there. It is delicious. I highly recommend the sugar-free option. So, all right. It's a great Cup weekend, boys. We got to talk about this. There's a bunch of stuff. Commissioner had his State of the Union address today. Talked about the focus being on a 10th team, which I think is huge. I know Darren Bombing was on earlier with the boys on the morning show with JMO and Eric and Trev, and was saying, 9 teams work. I agree with Bomber on that one, but I disagree that that shouldn't, it should definitely be a focus. I think Bomber was saying make sure every team's profitable. I think being profitable is utmost
number one
priority for every team individually, and it's on them to make sure they are being profitable. And yes, the CFL should support them in that, but from a league aspect, I think a 10th team would be huge because it fixes the schedule. You wouldn't have 3 damn bye weeks, which is ridiculous. You wouldn't be playing a 21-week season. Dusty Nielsen gets his way. Season-long fantasy, which is a good thing. And obviously, issues and thoughts and pushback on the changing of the game that we heard, about a month and a half ago, going to shorter field, smaller end zones, goalposts at the back, the Rouge being modified, benches on opposite sides, which is obviously should happen.
Yeah.
But, Jay, when you hear stuff like that, and, oh, by the way, TV numbers are up. All right.
It's because your face is on it.
Yeah, thank you, Benny. Yeah, thank you. I'll take that 1 percentage point and say it's all me. I'm just kidding. Attendance went up, although we're not seeing it here yet. Calgary had some issues as well. Toronto obviously is a black hole. But when you hear these things that Stuart Johnston's talking about, as a guy that covers the Elks, does a pre and post game show, very deeply rooted in football in Canada, played at a very high level. What are you thinking when you hear some of these thoughts?
I think this team needs to get to a 10-team league. I think for the betterment of the product,
Yeah.
I think a 10th team makes sense. Where that is,
Yeah,
I mean, Quebec City is probably the number one leading candidate, I would say, in Laval, because they have the stadium there. They'd need to add some additional seating to
This
it.
is like 15,000.
Yeah,
We'd
it's a
have to add
beautiful
at least
stadium.
10.
It was privately built. Like, this thing's ready to go. This is a turnkey operation. So that could happen. Make it a 10-team league. And I think that will happen in the coming years.
Mm-hmm.
The CFL football, like the fantasy football, has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Because, Ben, do you play NFL fantasy football?
I do.
Right.
I'm damn good at it right now.
Benny's good at a lot of things.
Then
No,
you're just-
I'm
you're
not.
just-
I will give myself credit for this year only.
Right.
I'm damn good at fantasy
Would
football
you
this year.
know of a lot of these players if you were not playing NFL fantasy
This is
football?
how I got into the NFL.
Right. You would not know
No.
a percentage of what you know now because you are now invested. You've put money up to support this fantasy team.
Yes.
That is going to help the CFL so much. The average fan doesn't know about some of these diamonds in the rough that are on other teams.
Micah Awe.
Right? You know the names of Keon Hatcher and Kenny Lawler and Sam Emilis
Yes.
but you don't follow them.
Right.
Right? When they come to Edmonton, you see it and you're like, oh, that kid's, and then a lot of them don't know, because I could see there being a Canadian or two positional spot in CFL fantasy football where it's a designated Canadian.
Right.
That's going to enhance the exposure for these young Canadians that are coming up. Stavros Katsantonis.
Great
Probably going to go
safety.
down as one of the best safeties to ever play in the CFL. If he's a UBC product.
Yep.
He's
nice
a
guy.
Beauty, right? I think this is the biggest one. I think this is the domino that's going to allow this to now be accessible for the everyday crowd, the everyday sports fan that wants to play fantasy. You're gonna have to do a little bit more homework, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Benny and his buds get a CFL fantasy league
I could
together
definitely
and
see that
say,
happening.
let's just try this out.
And Benny's getting a Joe in the third round and thinking that's a steal.
Well, but then Benny and his buds, who, may or may not have watched CFL recently, are now watching Friday Night Football. They're watching Tom down in McMahon Stadium on the sidelines giving an injury report or update on their player
Happy to do it.
Is on their roster.
Right.
I think this is a big one. My only fear is that they CFL it.
Oh, can I guess the definition of CFL?
Yes.
I was gonna. I think it was.
Tell me if you're thinking the same thing. They almost, but not quite it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. They dribble it up the middle instead of punting it deep.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't CFL it and put out like
a half, like a
half product, like you're
Yes.
trying to look like NFL fantasy, but
this
it's
is
a
exactly
cheap
what I was
version
gonna
of it.
say. Yeah.
Like do it. Spend
right.
whatever you have, because the other thing too is this can only be a 4 to 6 man league,
Right.
right? And it's not as vast as the NFL.
Yeah.
But I just hope they do the finished product looks right. Stuart Johnston did say that they are revamping the CFL app, which will include this fantasy football,
Nice.
which is fantastic. That's how NFL.com does it.
Yep.
They have an NFL fantasy app. They are also, I guess, changing the way that they present their CFL website, which, honestly, as a guy that covers every game, every Elks game, the CFL website is not bad. The CFL website, stats wise, is pretty damn good. I mean, you're in tune with it too.
Yes.
Now, the CFL also sends guys like you and I a different stats pack and a different information sheet leading up to whatever game you're covering.
Right. Not everyone has access to that.
And that is phenomenal. Like, they have the people doing the work.
yes.
I would like to see that made more public. I would also like them to make free agency much more public. Why do we have to dive deep and Google each guy's name to put out a list of what this guy's contract is, when it expires, when this person's a free agent, so that we can do our job.
Well,
and talk about it more.
In the NHL, it's third party, right? It's Puckpedia. It was
Yeah.
cap friendly. Yeah, I mean, because I'm thinking on the NHL website, using that as a reference point, they don't have their contract status on their player bios, I don't think.
Right, but you can find it.
You can
So if there was a CFL
access.
Ballpedia, I don't know.
Well, I think Three Down Nation tried.
Three Down Nation does a damn good job
Duncan,
as
the
what
crew,
but that's all
Abbott.
they
hustle, man.
they have to handpick that.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I will say that came out of this that I was very happy to hear is that, we look at Canada West football. Okay. The U of C Dinos play at McMahon Stadium. The Manitoba Bisons play at Princess Auto Stadium in Winnipeg.
Those stadiums are both on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that change when you're saying, okay, U Sports football is still playing by Football Canada rules, which is traditional field size, traditional goalposts, traditional end zones. But then you move to a CFL game and everything's changed. Stuart Johnston said that they are going to fund those transitions
Good.
for U Sports, which I think is good because U Sports had nothing to do with these changes.
Yeah.
And as you guys all know, I've always questioned why the hell are we making changes anyways? But here we are. I'm glad to hear that there's funding for that because that would be a huge expense for a lot of these programs and universities. Now, the bigger question is what happens to amateur football in Canada? How long does it take for JP Bowl, if it ever does convert, Emerald Hills in Sherwood Park, Foot Field on the university campus? Beaumont has a beautiful football facility at their high school. These are $1 million projects. We had Tim Anger, director of Football Alberta, on our show when this was announced, and he
I
said,
remember that.
There's $50 million plus worth of renos if Football Canada decides that they're changing to this. Now, who's on the bill for that? City of Edmonton's not going to cover those costs.
No.
Nor should
Not
taxpayers.
until those fields need refurbishment, then you can
And then
adapt
maybe
it.
you can attack it then because
Yeah.
you're putting money into it.
Yeah.
So I think at some point down the road, and I'm talking 10 to 15 years down the road, you'll see a bit of a hybrid format of football where, okay, guys, today we're playing on a CFL field. Okay, guys, today we're playing on a football Alberta field. You know,
I don't like that initially.
You know what? I look at it as this, Tom, is when you go to international hockey, that the rink is totally different.
Right.
And that, like, I'm not a hockey guy, but I can only imagine that changes so much to your day in, day out game in terms of angles, coverage, dumping the puck in, even goaltending.
Yeah.
Like, it's a massive, it's a change, but professional players have done it. So that's, something to watch. But overall, Tom, look, the changes are made. They're happening. So we can't really bitch and moan about that anymore. But the after part of this, the announcement that a 10th team is on the table, I'm in support of that. The announcement of season-long fantasy football, I'm in support of that, so long as it's done properly.
Yep.
And then finally, the support for youth sport universities to transition back and forth for those teams. Like McGill, they play it.
That's
Montreal.
another.
I mean, if there is a team at Laval,
Right.
that's the same instance.
Which is Quebec City, by the way, for
Right?
those that don't know.
I think there might be a team in Ontario that plays at BMO. Maybe the University of Toronto.
No, I don't. I
No?
think that's exclusively
Is it
Argos
exclusive?
and TFC, and I guess.
But
our
there
national
are
programs.
some,
Yeah.
right? So, I don't know. What did you think?
I'm encouraged that revenue's up. I'm encouraged TV numbers are up. I'm encouraged that attendance is up. I like that they're trying new ways to get Benny's generation of bringing those fans into the CFL tent, if you will, because I do feel like the league has lost a couple generations, unfortunately.
I can tell you that.
I think
Yeah.
our generation is the last.
yeah.
Like, these late 30s, 40s years. I think from, say, 35 to Benny's age is in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get upset when I hear disparaging comments towards the league from people in Benny's generation, people a little bit younger than us. And they go, oh, the league's garbage. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. But when all they know is the NFL and they don't pay any attention to the CFL, they're misinformed, obviously. And there is an ignorance factor that comes with it.
Yeah.
However, the CFL deserves blame for allowing this to happen for decades.
Yep.
Okay. And then going back to Old Faithful, which is the older fan base that remembers or appreciates it and gives it the love that it deserves. And that's where I look at the league and go, okay, good. You have some positivity. Go and get Benny and his friends to do CFL fantasy. Get these guys
That's
to throw.
the target audience.
Yeah, go get them to throw some shekels
Benny
on a
and the
fantasy
Jets.
league, and then get them to know who these players are, and then that's how you start to get the snowball rolling, and it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. But I think it's going to take a little bit of time too, Jay. But I like that there seems to be a willingness to actually impart change that I feel like will benefit the league, make it more enticing. I like that they moved the goalpost to the back of the end zone because it was a safety hazard. You always watch it, guys are going to get hurt. And then when it was a dead ball play because a pass every now and then would hit the goalpost, I think that's silly.
Yeah.
I am encouraged that the Rouge isn't giving out points the same way it has for decades and decades and decades, that there's stipulations around it that don't reward failure of kicking. Moving the benches to opposite sides, good. Cutting down the end zones, good. I don't understand getting rid of the 55.
It didn't have to happen.
Yeah, that's the one where I'm like, really, like the 55 is kind of cool. Like,
Yeah.
The 55-yard line appears in the chat on
Yep.
the Reed Wilkins
It's
show.
there.
and other
It's
shows.
there with,
Is it?
with, the
Yeah.
cry, with the crying emoji.
that's the one I don't
It
understand.
didn't have to happen.
Yeah,
that way.
exactly. People are like strategy with kicking and field goals. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Look at what guys are doing in the NFL right now, booting like 70-yarders. I know that's super rare, but we're seeing the 60-yarders are becoming kind of normal
Yeah.
now. Where before it was an anomaly, now it's getting better and better. Guys are able to have the leg to make these kicks and the accuracy. I'm encouraged by these changes. Still still 12 players, still got your Canadian ratio, still got 3 downs, still got the waggle. That's CFL to me.
Yep.
Right. And then I thought the end zones were too deep anyway at 20 yards. Getting them down to 15, I think, is the right sweet spot, in my opinion. I never played the game, Jay. I just love it. So I don't
The
have
end
the
zones
same.
aren't as big of a deal as people think. Like that's really not.
I think aesthetically, it's going to be better.
I think the probably the most Canadian thing about the CFL field is its width,
Yeah.
and that is what allows for a lot of Canadian things to happen in the game.
Right.
It allows for a lot of I guess more layered offensive plays, layered to the outside. You see a lot more of, say, like a wide receiver screen
Yep.
or a hitch pass in
Yep.
the CFL, because that's like a 30-yard throw sometimes that you're making to go straight across the field.
You got to have an arm.
You got to have an arm to do that, but if you get it out there fast enough, all the big bad boys inside don't have time to get out there, right? So and we've had people like Glenn Suter's coming on our show later today from Winnipeg. He's going to join us, but he said, he played at Simon Fraser University, which was part of the NCAA at that point,
Right.
and he had never played on a Canadian field till he got to Regina.
That's
in his
wild.
first training camp.
Yeah.
And that is the thing he said that is just like the waggle as a defender, you can get used to that because you just waggle with them.
Right.
When a slot back waggles out, you waggle out. When they're getting a full speed ahead at the
start
line,
backpedaling.
you back off.
Yeah.
You can react to that. The width of the field was something that just changes your angles. One of the most common early taught skills in football is your angle of pursuit. You see a guy running down the sideline, and you get a lot of kids that go like this, and then they're in chase mode.
Right.
They're gone. Whereas if you just start going at the earliest point, and that totally is a CFL thing,
Right.
because of the width of the field. Your angle of pursuit is a must. It's a necessity if you want to play defense.
You must.
You must. You must.
I'm so bad at that Madden. The pursuit or like the
You go
angle.
right at 'em?
I go right at them. They blow past me every time.
Yeah,
Every
that's
time.
huge. That's a
and then
big
I try
thing.
hit stick and I don't.
No, but I mean,
Does not pay off.
I agree with what you said there, Tom. At least there's a commissioner in place that's willing to take a risk and willing to change something for the betterment of this league. You can go through all those rule changes or like field size changes, and I don't think Benny and the Jets are showing up to a game because of it. And I will die on that hill.
I could tell you right now. My friends didn't give a damn.
No,
They-
right. And
what they
nor-
will give a damn about is fantasy.
The only thing it does is make it look more like what they watch down south.
Right.
So, okay, maybe that's your angle. But this football, this season-long fantasy football, that is something that, if done right, Tom, could attract...
Don't CFL it.
Don't CFL it. Could attract a totally different customer and a younger customer, which this league needs
Yes.
to remain sustainable.
Yes.
It's funny. You mentioned ignorance earlier from my crowd. There absolutely is.
Yeah.
I was with my buddies. We're watching the Riders Elks game. The one the Elks hung on to win.
Yeah.
Almost
That was a
choked.
fun game, man.
Almost choked it, but
Yeah.
they held on to win. And it's late in the game, and I believe Edmonton had the ball. And my buddy goes, "Why didn't they kneel that out?" I'm like, "Well, the time stops. Like, you can't kneel out games. Like, you're forced to play."
That's a CFL
He
thing,
goes,
yeah.
"That's so stupid." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen to yourself. Did you just say that not being able to kneel out a game is stupid?
Yeah. How fun is that?
I'm
Boring.
like, I understand. Like there's you could critique the CFL in certain areas 100%, but that's just flat out ignorance. I'm like that is something the CFL has over the NFL every day of the week. Like that is a fun way to end a game.
Right.
It's playing football. Like that's how it should end.
Not taking 2 kneels and then
And teams are shaking hands at 35 second
yeah.
mark, like in the game.
Yeah.
So there definitely is ignorance about that, and I was pissed off at my buddy about that. Like,
Good. Benny, well done.
Like, what are you doing? That's such a stupid take. It's just ignorance. But fantasy, like you guys were saying, they have to do it properly. To me, I like with the ignorance of my crowd and with everything starting up, it's like if the CFL fantasy isn't smooth,
If it doesn't work,
if it
you get one shot.
Exactly. You get one shot because NFL fantasy has it right.
Yep.
They do. You know what you're getting from NFL fantasy. You know it works. You know it's fun. So you're like Jay said, you get one shot.
Yep.
If it works properly, I think for my crowd it will work and you'll bring people in. If it's fun, 100%, I think you'll see some growth in CFL. But if their website has issues, or if the things aren't working properly, and they don't have the proper rule settings or all that stuff, I'm telling you right now, you swung and you miss. And you lose everybody, and you will not have anyone coming back. For my crowd at least,
I believe that
you get one shot.
Yeah,
I wonder if the CFL, and I hope the answer is yes, was secretly already playing this with a trial group throughout this entire season.
maybe
Maybe a dumbed down version of it, but the bones of it are there.
Yeah.
The back end is there.
Yeah.
If they were already trialing it.
I hope so. I hope there was some kind of flushing out
'Cause
bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's sad and it hurts me to say this, but you could all see it become you could all see the CFLing this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you could.
Yes.
Shoot
You can
themselves
see
in
a
the
world
foot.
where we live in it, and it's like, okay, week 1's results, we're going to have those up by Wednesday.
Yeah.
There was a glitch in the matrix that, and then it's like, okay, delete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're Benny and the Jets would delete it.
Yes.
I can. Yeah. That is 100%.
If that is not
What it
your
is.
CFL fantasy football team or your name right now
Yeah.
on fantasy, I don't even know if I want to be.
Right now, my NFL fantasy team name is Slim Pickens. Because my boy George Pickens.
Yes.
And fantasy does grow the game, man. Like my starting tight end right now is Jake Ferguson. I could not tell you who Jake Ferguson was, whatever that was, 10 weeks ago.
There you go.
My God, do I love him now.
There you go.
Like the biggest steal of the draft for me. He's position rank 1 in tight ends.
Imagine you talking that way about Keandre Smith in Hamilton.
Exactly. It's the same thing. It's grown. I had a game. It was the Cowboys Giants game, and Malik Neighbors, Pickens, and Ferguson, and it ended up being like a complete shootout. And I think it was
Didn't
3
Malik
touchdowns.
Neighbors get injured?
No, that was before he got injured.
Okay.
Malik Neighbors had like an 80-yard catch for a touchdown, and then
Pickens had a big day.
and then the Giants were up, and then Pickens had a huge and I was just like screaming at my TV. I'm watching my team just like gather points as these two teams are having a shootout. That's what and the CFL has those type of games more often than the NFL,
and it's not as saturated.
Yes,
Like there's a game Thursday night, a game Friday, a game.
yes.
So you're going to have a lot of
Yes.
focus on those games, a lot more.
It's not a
if
huge
done right.
commitment.
Caster 1990 in the chat says, Jay and Benny, maybe you can explain this to me. There are thousands of kids playing 3-down football every generation. Why doesn't that translate to becoming CFL fans? Well, because I think most of those kids' dads are watching the NFL.
Yep.
And they are more NFL fans than they are CFL fans. I will tell you this. I coached my daughter's flag football team. U12 flag football team. There were 12 kids, 11 kids on the team. My daughter was the only girl on the team. And the first practice, I wanted to get an idea of if these kids even know what football is. Some do, some don't. You never know, right? And very athletic looking group. I saw them throwing the ball around before practice. Like, okay, maybe. So I said, okay, how many of you have played football before? A couple people throw their hands. I said, how many of you have watched a football game on TV? Well, they all shoot their hands up. And I said, okay, how many of you know the name of the professional football team in Edmonton? One kid.
Come on.
My daughter Rose
Yeah, I was gonna say this better be your daughter.
put her hand up and said it's the Elks. And she looked around almost like,
No.
are you guys kidding me? And I said, how many of you know a name of a team in the NFL? Every kid put their hand up.
Yeah.
That's the gap.
Yep.
And
Nailed it.
those kids that are, 10, 11, their dads are probably 35 to 45. And the NFL has kicked ass in that age group.
Yep.
Because we're all playing fantasy football. We all have fantasy football drafts. We are living it, right?
Why does Daddy get mad on Sundays, and why does he wear his striped orange and black shirt all the time, Mommy? Oh, he likes the Bengals. They suck.
So I think this will give us an opportunity. I mean, I can tell you almost assuredly that in this office there will be 2 to 3 CFL fantasy football leagues.
I will partake in one,
Right?
Because I like the CFL.
And we might have to even have 2 divisions.
That'd be cool.
Because it's
Great.
6-man teams or
Yeah.
6-man leagues,
that'd be cool.
right?
Yeah.
But it will happen.
Yep.
Boom. You got guys, you got Benny and the Jets. You got, I know YouTube Trev was not a huge CFL guy.
Right.
But
Jasmine.
here he follows us. He watches the pre and post. He loves it now,
Yeah.
right? Zach,
Yeah.
same thing. And what's the common denominator with all these guys? They're young. So entertain them. Give them something that they can do to build their appreciation and knowledge
Yeah.
of this game, which we cherish and love.
It's fantastic.
It is a great game. And when you
underappreciated.
watch it and then you go to Sunday and you watch the NFL,
Yeah.
you'll say, damn, that game last night in Toronto was much more entertaining.
Yeah. Hey, they're not taking a knee with
Yeah.
2.5 minutes left, or
Well, and
2
Tom,
minutes left.
even the biggest fans and even the biggest supporters of the CFL, and this might even be a point we're not really talking about, is, I may miss a game on Saturday because I was covering the Elks game on Friday. I may not have any interest in watching Montreal at Hamilton Friday at 5,
Yeah.
even if Dusty's calling the game.
Sure.
Love to hear Dusty, love to support him. But now if I got 3 players playing in that on Saturday, which is the culmination of my
Yeah.
fantasy week,
Yep.
you're damn right I'm tuned into
That's
that. Even as a guy that's part of my job.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, and then
know?
you're also flipping this on. You're going to the TSN or CFL app, and you're like, "Where are my guys? What are their stats so far this game?"
Yeah.
Oh wait, my two wide receivers are playing each other right now. It's 30-30 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Click.
Yeah. Gone. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly what I've been doing with NFL for this past while. My perspective on the whole, like, why is it not the younger crowd? One, I think your story is. I wonder if that's the same case in other areas. I wonder if, because I'm not like pinning this all on the Elks, but I wonder if it's because the Elks' lack of success maybe has lost a part of the crowd.
But that's
Probably.
100%.
Like I
Probably.
can tell you, I can speak from my dad. My dad was a diehard Elks fan, or Eskimos fan, longest time. My grandpa, diehard CFL fan. My dad has lost interest in the overall game itself over the past couple of years because the Elks haven't been great.
Look,
Right?
there was a combination of things.
Yeah,
You can't deny that the name change turned off a lot of people.
of course.
But the most important part now is that they haven't been good since
Yes.
then.
Right.
Yes.
And COVID.
Yes.
I mean, all those 3 factors almost killed this league.
Yeah.
Almost killed this organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for the first time in a long time, things are looking to be a little bit on the up and up in Edmonton.
Yep.
And mark my words, name whatever. That's done. That's old. This is the Elks now. Okay. When they are, let's say they have a season and they're 4-2, and they're playing a home game on a Saturday night,
It's 25 degrees.
upper deck
Yeah.
will be open
Yeah.
and will be half full.
Yeah.
That's not this team. This city shows up.
It does.
This city supports a winning
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
I mean, the Oilers get a free pass because they're the Oilers.
Yeah.
It's hockey.
That's just a different level. You're not competing against the Oilers.
Yeah.
You'd be foolish to try.
yeah.
But when you're winning and when you're successful, these fans will show up, and they have. They've proven to.
It's I compare it. Obviously, the Elks bring in more of a crowd, But remember when the Riverhawks were on that run a year or two ago or whatever? My friends couldn't give a damn about. Well, actually, I have a good friend that was playing on the team, but we were just like, we gotta go to Riverhawks team because it's the thing to do. Like they're winning games, it's good atmosphere. Like I would expect the exact same thing if the Elks are making playoffs and look like a Grey Cup contender, right? Like I would imagine the stands will be packed for that. Like, and so I think that's obviously a big role, and why here at least the NFL is more talked about here. I also think when you're my age and you're getting into, like, I've been a hockey guy my whole life, right? And so it took me a while to get into football, but you always start at the top of the competition, right? Like, and that's not to say that CFL is a bad league or there's no great players in it or anything. It's just you start the highest skilled league, right? So the NFL, okay, there's all this coverage about it. They got guys like, you guys, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson making ridiculous catches, and then when we see catches like that in the CFL, you go to the top end first, right? And then it's how much of your passion goes past that league, right? And I think it's part of the CFL it's part of their job to also be like, hey, this is in your neighborhood, right? Like,
Thank you.
Like this is your guys' game. It is like.
This is
part
your
of being
team.
Canadian. Like this is the Canadian Football League. You should have some passion in this.
Yep.
They do that well in other markets because they have winning teams. I think with the Elks, if they can bring that winning team back, you would start to see a whole lot more care, at least from my generation, because that's what built up the people in their mid to late 40s, and because they were alive watching the Elks or the Eskimos winning Grey Cups and being the city of champions, right?
Can I throw in one more thing that I think hurt the Eskimos / Elks? When the board of directors, Ian Murray, had that press conference where he said all of our fans, or the majority of our fans, are old white guys.
Yeah.
My uncle, who's an old white guy, an old Italian white guy, who loved the team since the Clark Stadium days, grew up not far from there, said, F you, I'm done with you guys. And he holds that grudge to this day from that one comment.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's not the only one. No, he's a stubborn Italian guy. But he has not been back to the stadium. He had season seats with me. And he's like, I'm out.
Yep.
No, not going back.
I'm just a wallet. And truthfully, Tom, from that comment, from the name change, there is a ton of people out there, trust me, that have not been back and supported this club since that. Now, if you start winning again,
it changes everything.
There's a bit of this old guard back in place.
Yeah, there is.
At the top of the organization. Yeah. That might, with sprinkling some winning, that might bring some of those people back.
Yeah.
And
plant some seeds, right?
Butts and seeds, but it's winning.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
the bottom line.
It's not rocket science. When we were in Calgary at that Labor Day game, that was an incredible crowd.
It was phenomenal. And then the Labor Day rematch was pretty much
Labor Day
high
was
20,000s, just below 30,000. And then the Saskatchewan game was a great crowd as well.
Yeah. Yep. So they're capable of it.
Yeah.
But winning will help. And this team, I have a great deal of faith in the people they've put in charge, from Chris Morris to Ed Hervey to Mark Killam. By the way, little inside
Throw
scoop
it out
here.
there.
December 1.
We're gonna. I'm pretty sure the date is around there. I won't give you an exact date, but there will be a date in the near future, post Grey Cup, that we will have Elks head coach Mark Killam in studio on the Reed Wilkins show.
Excellent.
For an entire hour.
Excellent. Great get.
Yeah. So that is going to be. I want to. This guy has so much personality.
Yes.
And he's a local guy. He cares so deeply about this team. And I think you're going to get a greater appreciation for it when we have him on.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a great get. Well done, Jay. And Reed.
Daughter's a hell of a basketball player.
Yeah?
Yeah. Her and my oldest play.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
I love it. I'm an emotional guy too. So I love that. I love when people get fired up and have the the ability to get fired up.
Yeah, he tolerated me this season. So did Dave Dickinson, but it's nice to build up a rapport. I think what you see from him is sincere and genuine. So I don't think he's one of those guys that BS's people. Let's go to this text before we get into the numbers game brought to you by Play Alberta. This text says, being 100% honest, I went to 2 Elks games for the tailgate. That's one thing that this team and franchise has done really well. And the fans. Shout out to Jerry Haraxi and the crew at Spirit of Edmonton for taking leadership on that. They've turned it into something that's an envy of the rest of the league. The texter follows up with, not overly interested in the game itself. If they were winning, different story. So back to what Benny and Jay were saying.
Ding, ding, ding.
On that one. Well said.
This one's a good one. Larzy in the chat says, hey, a little off topic, but why does TSN, in all their infinite wisdom, send Dusty all the way out to Montreal and Rod Smith out to BC to do the East and West semifinals? Just curious.
As someone who's on the CFL on TSN, I can tell you there's new leadership that took over this year. And even though logistically it doesn't make sense with Rod living out in Toronto and Dusty living here, there was a desire to move the broadcast teams around the country more so that every time you were tuning into a Hamilton Montreal game or whatever, you weren't just getting the East broadcast crew.
Yeah, you weren't getting Rod Smith and Dwayne Ford.
Yeah, or Marshall Ferguson and Glenn Suter or whatever. They wanted to mix it up, and it was kind of an experiment. They also got the panel out to every city, which was cool. It was nice to talk with Kate and Milt, and Henoch was also here, and Jamie, the producer, who oversees like the in-studio stuff.
I love Henoch Mwamba.
He's great.
I think he is the best on that. And that's says a lot because I love Milt too.
He's also great.
That Mwamba, he is so smart and football savvy, but he's just entertaining to watch.
A lot of character and
charisma.
Jay, that was my first time meeting them in person. I always throw to Kate.
He's a big dude too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would always just throw to them, right? Throw it up to Kate in the panel at the halftime, walk-off interview. And then, so I get there and they were doing the early game, but then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go just introduce myself, say hi. And I go up to them and I'm like, hey, I'm Tom. Nice to meet you guys. And they're like, what are you dumb? They're like, come here, bring it in, brother. And then Kate gave me a big hug and Henoch's like, bro, what do you mean introducing?
Oh, that's cool.
And I was just like, wow, I felt like a part of the team.
Good. Well, you are.
And that's what they, yeah, but that was the first time because I don't know. I'm just the sidelines guy. And do they even really know who the hell I am? Yeah. And then that was the first I am part of this. This is cool. Same with doing the Labor Day game in Calgary. And it's cool how much they care. That's the other thing. They want the league to have a lot of success. I know Luke Wilson caused a lot of crap this year. I thought he was great. I worked with him. Mm-hmm. Him and I got along really well. You know what? Aside from his, which is soon simmered down, his takes about the CFL and this and that. He started his to get football mind is pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. The way he can break down a game is quite good. But keep the riffraff out of it. That's what I would say. But that must be you're done now, your first season full time being the Alberta sideline guy, I guess. That's what they called me, yeah. That's to me, that would be a dream job. It's fun. I love it. I love it. Even just hey, got to go down tonight, got player interviews tomorrow at McMahon, work the game, go out for dinner, spend the night, whip home. Yep. I think that there's a lot of satisfaction in that. You have a start, you have an end, and you get to do some really cool things in between. So I love it. Yeah, I can imagine. That would be the ultimate, I think. It's sweet. I look forward to next year. It's also kind of weird with Dust. Well, not weird, but my first couple of years filling in for Shaw Gear or whoever, Farhan they would send out here every now and then. You're just the new guy who tiptoeing around, and Dusty would help. Now Dusty's you're on your own. Just it's hey Dusty, how's it going? He's hey Tommy, and then he's just talking with Suits, and I'm well, I'm on this team too. Yeah. But it's funny because it's TSN Dusty, TSN Tommy, EST Tommy, and EST Dusty. It's kind of two different things. Yeah. But, as it should be. It's it's interesting that way. But yeah, now he's just like, oh yeah, you're on your own. And I get it now. I'm not so worried. But yeah, I absolutely love it. And I look forward to doing it again next year for sure. Okay, boys, let's go to the numbers game brought to you by Play Alberta. User Game Sense.
Can't believe it's 10:52.
We're flying. We're having a great show.
Man.
EST promo codes is EST Sports. That was $50 deposit, gets you a $50 free bet. EST Casino, $50 deposit, gets you a $50 credit at the casino portion of Play Alberta. EST 50 did not get renewed for the November, right?
Is it not working?
From what I understand, and last time I checked, it was
supposed to be working.
Okay, hopefully it works now.
I'm going to text somebody right now.
We'll find out. Let's go for over-under for Play Alberta. Grey Cup, 112 happening in Winnipeg. Over-under like 52.5 points, and then predict a winner. Benny will go first to you.
I'll say it's a shootout. I'm going to say it's over points. And Lieutenant Eric's going to be a happy man on a Monday.
Trevor Harris and the Riders.
And the Riders
Pull
get
it up.
done.
As Jay checks in with the Play Alberta crew about EST 50, I will say I'll take the under.
Okay.
Even though I don't necessarily like it.
Yeah.
I'll take the under 52.5 points. And I don't know. It just, to me, Trevor Harris has been the guy to get it done. I remember him at the 2018 Grey Cup with the Red Blacks, losing to Calgary. I'll take the under, and I'll say Davis Alexander has like a epic, legendary performance on one hamstring, gets the win for the Alouettes. Jay, what would you say?
I'm with you on the under.
Okay.
I think this is going to be especially, I'm going to have to look at that first half number and see what the over-under is first half. I think it'll be a slow start. A lot of feeling out. But with the potential for maybe some second half fireworks. But I think MGK is going to pleasantly surprise a lot of people. I have no idea who the hell he is. I know him better as the actor who played Tommy Lee in The Dirt.
Yes.
The Motley Crue.
That was an enjoyable movie.
Like, he was fantastic in that role.
Yeah.
So I have an affinity to him for that. I have never heard one song except the song he played on the Reed Wilkins show, which included a swear, which almost got us fired.
Whoopsies.
Yeah. I think MGK is going to pleasantly surprise. And then Saskatchewan will be hoisting the Grey Cup.
Lieutenant Eric's going to have a slow Monday.
Matthew Hyman predicts Al's walk-off rouge.
Oh, wouldn't that be so poetic?
What a send-off. Damn it, Matthew Hyman. That's in Matthew Hyman's neck of the woods in Winnipeg. Should be a great time. Grey Cup sold out. By all accounts, the party is fantastic. It's Canada's kitchen party. So,
are we going to maybe try slide down number 2 next year? For a few days.
I was thinking about that. Yes.
McMahon, Calgary.
Yeah, I think
EST
I think
on,
so.
on the site, on the scene.
I think we can do that. I think we can have
probably
great coverage.
Broadcast from the Elks
Spirit of Edmonton, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was a thought I had. I'm like, I think we could be all over Grey Cup next year, regardless of the Elks being.
We could all sleep together, bunk beds.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is very realistic. But this weekend, Winnipeg takes center stage. It's going to be great. Als and Riders, Grey Cup 112 on TSN. Dusty's down there doing coverage. And you got Owanek down there having a great time among many, many Canadians. So to the young people, Benny's age, check it out. You might be surprised how good the game is and how enticing it can be.
Aren't you guys going to tease? Didn't something come up this week about Benny's blind rankings for tomorrow's Hello Hockey?
What is coming up for Benny's blind ranking?
Isn't there a new...
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yes.
There's a new wrinkle that we concocted. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Jay, for the reminder. Also, we're going to have to put a PSA out about Benny's blind rankings for when we cut it on social media. To those that cannot comprehend the concept of blind rankings, my goodness, it is painful to read those texts or those comments.
Eventually they will.
You want to talk about ignorant and dumb. My goodness.
Look
Anyway,
at the comment section.
Yes. Coming up next, it's the Lock Shop right here on EST. Is it Lieutenant? Are you?
Yeah, Lieutenant Eric.
Lieutenant Eric and Huss.
A lot of Grey Cup talk, getting you ready for that big game.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great show. Keep it locked on EST. Benny, are you okay to shut this bad boy down? All right, as we close out the last show of the week of the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, big thank you to everyone who watched, listened, texted in. We appreciate you very much. Those
We
in the
love you
nasty
all.
Chat. We love you, as Jay Milne says. For Benny and Jay, I'm Tommy. Say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Lock Shop next. I'll be back with the oil stream a little bit later, and Jay has the Reed Wilkins Show. Ciao for now.
Look at this. Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanek, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.